Journey with the Jawas as we explore Africa in 3 months through 8 countries. Join us as we willingly disrupt our sense of normality and challenge ourselves to live boundlessly by physically crossing borders, create deeper connections together as a family, and of course, explore the endless possibilities that exist beyond our various African borders. Hey there, it's Yolz channel. Leaving Arusha so quickly was a bit sad for us, but we were coming back to Tanzania, so we knew we'd have a lot more exploring to do on our way back towards South Africa. The border in Namanga is a one-stop border post between Tanz and Kenya. It was the quickest border so far. Under an hour, everything was done. We were on our way to Nairobi. We went through a town called Kitengela, which I only knew on paper, to be honest. While working in corporate, I had to do a few write-ups about Kenya. And as you may know, coming from a commercial property background, our offices were here in Kenya as well. And I took care of some of the sub-Saharan African products in our team. And that's how I got to travel to East Africa for the first time back in 2017. So it was actually quite beautiful to see what I was writing about. Of course, it was from a commercial property aspect and where this town was from a business district perspective. And now driving through it and seeing how busy it is, I wondered how much of the informal sector in Kenya contributes to the overall GDP of this country. Once we were close to the Nairobi CBD, the plan was to rest. We were so exhausted from traveling 5 countries back to back with almost no rest in both Zambia and Tanzania. So the plan was really to take 5 days of doing almost nothing, besides going to the shops, eating, and a little bit of exploring the small towns and giving Fez proper attention, giving him some playtime, TV time, and of course going out so that he could play with other kids. That is all that we did. After 5 days of not filming and pure resting, I wanted you to get ready with me, starting off with my skin, the most consistent thing throughout this trip. Listen, it is because of the pomegranate intensive serum from Portia M. It contains niacinamide and basically minimizes my pores. To cleanse my face, I do still use my glycerin soap. It is gentle on the skin and I do have sensitive skin. And this is actually how I layer my products. This ensures that when I apply makeup, there's no caking up or any product buildup, and it actually absorbs better on my skin like this. I follow up with my pomegranate day cream, and then of course, always protect your skin with SPF. This is honestly when I'm in a rush. I do usually start with a toner when I am not. However, we were moving out on this day, but look at my skin. I'm showered, I am done, I'm about to get dressed, and we're about to check out. I'm so excited to go to the new place. We've been staying here and we've loved it for the most part. Very central place. I think it's called Astoria Apartments. I got this from Airbnb, the booking. But to be honest with you, it was just cleanliness wasn't there. And there's a construction next door. It didn't bother us that much, obviously, because at night we could sleep, and that's what we were here for, to just properly rest. But we had to rewash everything, including like the towels. The linens felt like they were slept on or smelled like they were slept on. So the first night we obviously couldn't wash them then, but thankfully they do have a washing machine. So the next day we had to just like thankfully we have everything in the car, so things like our knives, our spoons, and like our stuff, we used our stuff, thank goodness. But yeah, let me change and then we'll catch up quickly. Thank goodness we pack our own towels as well. Bushlo gave us a few towels, we had our own. I think I'm gonna take this off. By the way, I have twists and I literally just popped it into a little bun. I'm gonna do my hair properly this week. I am tired of having my hair out. This is the longest I've had my hair out this year, which is probably like now 2 or 3 months. I've basically been braiding my hair every 6 to 8 weeks, and yeah, 3 months is a long time to have my hair out. That's how it's been growing, by the way. I'm ready for what's next. We're gonna start exploring from here on out. We've fully rested. It's the first time we've had like 5 days of not doing much. I have not edited. We have not been driving. I say we, my husband has not been driving. The only work we've been doing is obviously it's month end. It's the last week of October, so invoicing and admin work, because we're still working, we're still making that moolah. We still run businesses, but virtually. So that's the only real work we've done. I've been catching up on series. I finished Love is Blind, started Paradise, Surviving Paradise, and now I'm on Glow Up. I finished Surviving Paradise. It's okay besides the language. People love to just make cussing like a second language mixed into their it gets to me. But I loved the series, the concept, the plot twist, and how the challenges change. Nothing is predictable. And then I've also been watching Glow Up. Glow Up is great. There are some things where you're just like short-circuiting on in terms of just like the themes. There are things where Faze was just like, mommy, that looks demonic. But that's probably my Christian bias and what I've passed on to him. But other than that, it's been really great. I love the art of makeup. In as much as I don't do a lot of makeup, I do love the art. But yeah, quick outfit check before checking out. I absolutely love this dress. It is from Fushini, but I bought it a few years ago. It is so airy for the hot weather and a little flattering, don't you think? After a whole day of shooting at our new accommodation in Kilileshwa, am I saying it right? I hope I am. We ordered Ethiopian food. I haven't had Ethiopian food since leaving Kenya, to be honest. I do know that there are a few places in SA that serve Ethiopian food, but I haven't tried them. So I wanted to introduce this to the boys. And let's just say it was very interesting tasting all of these different foods. We actually sat down on the floor as we would at an Ethiopian restaurant, the traditional way. I had to show the boys, Uguti, this is how things are done. We had all these sides with injera, that is the brown and white bread-like looking food. That is an Ethiopian staple. You go
into this thing.
So to eat, you've got to pick here, dip.
And spot.
And if you want to put food in,
So, example,
Mom, if you want to put food in,
this is what you do. You're taking it like this, and say you want to have it with some lentils. You'll do that, right? Or you put the lentils there. Spicy.
Daddy's the one who loves spicy. He's the
Lots of
spice
ginger.
king. Daddy's the spice king, but not the hot spice king.
Even this
Daddy's.
is ginger in there.
Mom, let me just taste that.
Okay, can I put this thing down now? And
Crazy reaction. Woo! A lot of lemon.
Just,
Lemon or ginger. What are the two?
Mama.
Oh, half of a bowl. My hair was long overdue for a wash, so I needed to get myself to the hair salon, and I drove for the very first time in Nairobi. I've only ever been driven in the city. I've used Ubers before, and of course my husband drove us to the city. It wasn't all that bad. I just had to watch out for the bikes, y'all. I got to Spritz Hair Studio safely. This salon is actually owned by Sheila Ndinda, who is a friend of mine. It was lovely being taken care of because if you know me, I usually do my hair myself. I'm going to add some music and actually just make this a relaxing experience for you as it was for me. I chose the hairstyle from the Spritz Hair Studio Instagram page and you'll see the results. I am obsessed with this hairstyle. Probably only going to modify it and not fully change it because I am sold. It's super easy to take care of and you'll see the final results at the end. For now, cue in relaxing music. Honeys, I came back about an hour ago from the salon and I decided to put my hair in a hair tie. I actually tied it at the back to sort of stretch it because I felt like I didn't want a blow dry. I didn't want any heat. So, here we are. On this side I braided this portion of hair and then on here I just tied it this way. We're going out for dinner. Well, we're actually going to a friend's house. I haven't seen this friend of mine since 2017 actually, since the last time I was no she came back. She came to South Africa again the year after, so probably a few months before Fezi was born. She was in South Africa. She's now got her daughter who's 3 years old. My son is 5 years old, so time has passed. So we're gonna go visit. So we're gonna visit Auntie Wangari and meet her husband for the first time. She's met my husband before. We used to work together in corporate, and she was part of the Kenyan office. I was part of the South African office. We had other colleagues in Kenya, but me and her were like this. Anyway, we are off to dinner. I'm going to loosen the situation. I hope you've enjoyed my little hair video. We've not done hair in a minute, and low-key I'm like, I do miss shooting and talking about hair on here. We'll see. Maybe this is a little debut, you know? Because I drove myself to the hair salon, hubby was like, okay, well, you drive us to your friend's place. And I actually did. I managed to drive at night in Nairobi. Yo, this is a big achievement for me because when we got to the city, I was like, Hubs, I do not think I can drive with the tuk-tuks and the scooters. It's a lot. But you know what? I did it and we arrived there safely. My friend prepared this beautiful supper for us, and then she also surprised us with umpogo koyol. I was craving something that tasted like home. I did post on my stories asking where I could get amasi, and she actually saw the stories and surprised me with this beautiful meal. And yes, I had it as a starter before we dug into the main meal. These were small ice cream bowls, by the way. They do look large, but it satisfied the craving. Oh my days. We ended up eating and dining together and actually spending the night. It was so awesome just catching up with friends. Also, I was introduced to choma sausages. Oh my goodness. Absolutely delicious. Va? Happy Saturday, honeys. I am in jeans for the first time in a very long time since traveling. Let me just put them on properly. My sling bag, which I was wearing in Dubai, and then my shoes are in the car. I'm gonna wear heels also for the first time in a very long time. I think I wore heels on my birthday, the 11th of October, but that was it since traveling. We are off to watch the rugby. We are backing our boys. I'm not sure if I've included any footage with our friends, but we spent the night last night at their place. Woke up this morning. It wasn't planned. It was supposed to just be a dinner date, and my friend had a flight to Heathrow in the morning. By God's grace, her flight was overbooked, and then they booked her in the next London flight, which is later in the early hours of tomorrow morning. So we can watch the rugby with her. We're gonna hang out with them. Fizz and her daughter get along like a house on fire. Also, her husband and my husband are getting along so well, it's the best situation. You don't want your husband to be forcing friendships, but anyway, they got along really well. They ended up going out together last night, and we're going out again tonight, but we're actually watching the game. I don't know where. I'm so excited to watch the rugby. Whatever the outcome, I think the Bokke have just made our year already, and it's the finals. But you know what? This is how our country comes together. This is how they've managed to keep us and hold us together. I can't believe the 1995 game had Mandela there wearing, the number 6 jersey. And how iconic is that? Because even today, our Springbok team still brings the country together. Unbelievable. And also, it's making me homesick for sure, but at least our friends also support South Africa. Their friends were also like, no, we've been backing the boys, so it's amazing. We're gonna head out and I'll see you guys later. We started our evening at Gecko because we wanted some good meat, and apparently they literally have the best nyama platters. By the way, nyama in Swahili is exactly the same as in Zulu, Swati, Xhosa, all nguni, inyama, and they had some really good meat here. I also love masala chips, so we had that here as well before heading off to Karen, where we would watch the game. Hubby and I were ready to be social, and y'all, you know what? We actually needed it. We rested enough, and our social meter was a bit depleted throughout the trip, so this was well welcomed. We were just as shocked to see so many South Africans gathered, but again, rugby brings us together, even in a different country. I promise you, the atmosphere was exhilarating.
And he's not going to put that ball in because then it's a black wave coming towards you.
It was at this moment where we all came together. It was a celebration and it felt like home, you know, as I was dancing and celebrating. I definitely had a glimpse of what it probably was like in South Africa. Once again, we are the rugby world champions. What? We had an amazing night celebrating this great win with our friends. This did our hearts so good. After recovering from the Rugby World Cup celebrations, we took a day out with the family to visit the Giraffe Center, which was actually recommended by one of you. Thank you so much. We dedicated this day for fairs, to have some fun with the giraffes, and also for us to see a little bit more of what Nairobi had to offer. We love animals, and you know this because most of our vlogs have had a bit of safari here and there. And this was the first activity we did that involved animals in Nairobi. This center is super affordable. For non-residents, it's about 200 Rand per person, and I believe half price for children. And all we're really doing is feeding these Rothschild giraffes. Most of them are females. As you can see, look at their lashes. Oh my goodness. After spending 2 weeks in the city of Nairobi, we were all citied out. We were ready for our coastal holiday, but wanted to have a taste of the countryside of Kenya. We drove all the way to a town called Voi. If you're on the way to Mombasa, you would pass this town. We stayed at a place called TAA Tavo. I also found this on booking.com. As I do most of my accommodation, we needed to actually pause and take time out to reflect and really rest again and take in nature. I always emphasize that rest is productive as well. And this was one of those things where it's non-negotiable for us. So here you are. Take some time to enjoy one of my hubby's favorite things in the world, and that is making coffee. This time with a beautiful countryside view. If there's anything I'd encourage any of you to do, is to take some time to yourself and listen to your own thoughts, and of course listen to the thoughts that God has concerning you. In the next vlog, we head to the bustling and busy city of Mombasa, as well as a family holiday in Diani Beach. I hope you enjoyed this vlog. If you did, you know what to do. Give it a massive thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know which was your favorite part. And of course, don't forget to subscribe and join the Yolz channel family. I love you guys so much. I'll see you in the next one. Mwah.